My beloved child, pause for a moment and let my voice resonate within your heart, for I have yearned to speak these words of hope and reassurance to your weary soul, and I want you to know that every breath you take is precious to me. I see the love you carry in your heart and the faith you strive to nurture each day, even when doubts crowd your mind and moments of uncertainty press in. Do not allow fear to overwhelm you, because my guiding hand rests gently upon your shoulder, guarding you through every valley of darkness and onto the highest summits of light. I am never distant, and there is not a single instant when my gaze drifts away from you. In every sunrise and every quiet sigh at dusk, I am there, faithful and unchanging. Remember this, your future shimmers with promise, so step forward believing that new mercies await with every dawn. My child, do not hesitate to reflect on the measure of value I have placed upon you since before you were formed in your mother's womb, for I carefully crafted your spirit with a matchless purpose. You are like a radiant jewel that catches the light of my endless affection, sparkling with a brilliance that no earthly darkness can extinguish. I watch with delight when you choose to draw near to me in prayer, or when you help those around you with a compassionate heart. For in these moments I see my own heart reflected in yours. Always remember that not one tear you shed goes unnoticed, nor does any silent ache escape my attention. You are cherished beyond measure. Embrace this truth with confidence, knowing that your worth in my eyes cannot be diminished by circumstance. I understand the hidden corners of your life, for I have seen those instances when you have felt isolated or misunderstood, wondering if your prayers would ever reach my throne. I recognize those moments of exhaustion when the demands of daily life press too hard upon your spirit, and you wonder how much more you can bear. Yet I urge you not to give in to despair, for you are never alone, and my steady arms offer solace even when the world seems noisy and overwhelming. I am the one who bottles your tears and knows the questions you dare not speak aloud, for there is no struggle too complex for my compassionate heart to handle. Take courage, for the trials you face now will transform into stepping stones that lead you closer to the fullness of my plans. I see you wrestling with the weight of your responsibilities, perhaps worrying about finances, relationships, or the future of your family. And sometimes your hope feels like it is flickering in the wind. I acknowledge those anxious thoughts that swirl when night falls and the quiet magnifies every worry, making them appear larger than they truly are. Still, do not fear, because my presence remains constant, and I hold you in the palm of my hand, shielding you from unseen attacks that might try to tear down your faith. Trust that my grace is enough, for I have already paved a path forward, and this darkness will pass in the light of my promises. Take heart and press onward, for I have prepared far more victory for you than defeat. Even when you feel that hope is distant, do not shy away from calling my name, because I hear your faintest whisper of desperation as clearly as a trumpet blast. In seasons of difficulty, remember I am the good shepherd who goes ahead, clearing thorns and ensuring your steps are on solid ground, so that you can rest in my gentle embrace. Do not be disheartened by closed doors or moments of rejection, because sometimes I must remove what hinders your destiny to open greater opportunities that align with my perfect will. Instead of allowing fear to paralyze your spirit, lean into my unwavering guidance and watch how I transform your trials into triumphs. Take comfort in knowing I will never abandon you, and your tomorrows rest securely in my hands. Let your heart dwell on the truth that I have chosen you for a divine calling, one that fits your gifts, your temperament, and your story in a way no one else could fulfill. You might sometimes question why you carry certain scars or uncertainties, yet I weave every thread of your history into a tapestry that shines with my redemptive power. Do not give your past regrets the final word, because my grace has already washed them away, and I am writing a fresh chapter of purpose that no mistake can erase. Indeed, you are never defined by the shadows of yesterday. You are defined by my everlasting love that proclaims, "You are mine." Move forward in confidence and rest assured that greater wonders lie ahead. I invite you to see yourself as I see you, a precious vessel of light destined to illuminate hearts in a world that sometimes forgets the power of compassion and gentleness. You might be tempted to diminish your own gifts or compare yourself to others, but do not lose sight of how uniquely I have fashioned you to be a bearer of my light. In your kindness to a stranger or a gentle word to a friend, you are pouring out the love I first poured into you. Know that every act of empathy, every forgiving gesture, and every moment of mercy reflects my heart for humanity. Remain steadfast in the path of love, for through your actions you help restore hope in places once overshadowed by despair. In the heaviness of life's storms, when thunder roars and waves threaten to capsize your stability, do not forget that I am your anchor. I am the one who speaks peace to the winds, commanding them to be still, and I stand ready to calm the turbulent seas in your life. When you feel uncertainty creeping in, hold on to my words of promise. I will not let go of your hand, and I will be your fortress. Even in moments where the waves do not immediately subside, my presence remains your unshakable foundation, ensuring you will not drown in hopelessness. Trust in my sovereignty and take another step forward. Never doubt that I share in your joys and victories just as intimately as I am close in your trials and sorrows. When you celebrate a milestone, I smile upon you like a loving parent reveling in the accomplishments of their child. When you gather with friends and family to rejoice in moments of laughter and fellowship, know that my heart is glad to see you thriving in peace and unity. I delight in every grateful moment you experience, and I multiply your blessings when you express your thanks, reminding you that your life is a treasure. Continue to give praise and find reasons to be thankful, for I take note of your gratitude and bless you further. And when fear looms or your circumstances tempt you to retreat into isolation, remember I am your refuge and strength. In the Bible, you read of a loving shepherd who left the 99 to rescue the single lost sheep, and that tender parable illustrates my relentless love for you. You are so valuable that I would cross any distance to bring you back to my fold, place you upon my shoulders, and whisper to your heart, "My beloved, you are found." Do not hide your wounds from me. Open them to the healing light of my embrace, for there is no shame in turning to the one who created you. Receive my assurance today, you matter profoundly, and I will never turn you away. Whenever discouragement threatens to overshadow your hope, speak my promises aloud so your heart can remember the truth that has stood through centuries of trials. Hold on to verses that illuminate my unwavering commitment. Verses like Jeremiah 29:11, where I remind you, "I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you." Let these words be a lamp to your feet, directing you through the murkiest paths and sustaining you even when your faith feels fragile. Speak life over your dreams, for what you proclaim in alignment with my word will bear fruit in your present and your future. Keep moving forward, child, because I am always faithful. I am deeply aware that life can place heavy burdens on your shoulders, possibly in the form of conflicts at home or challenges in your career. Sometimes you may feel pressed beyond your limits, unsure of how to keep going. Yet I, the one who formed galaxies with a word, can hold your anxieties with ease, and I offer my help without reservation. Your prayers are not echoes lost in the expanse of time. Rather, they ascend to my throne, where I tenderly gather them and respond according to my perfect wisdom. Rest in me and trust that I will supply the strength and clarity you need in every situation. Allow your faith to flourish by surrendering your fears. Let the seeds of my word sink deeply into the soil of your heart, sprouting fresh confidence that can endure every drought or storm. When you share your needs with me, do so with the anticipation that I will answer, because I delight in giving good gifts to my children. I am not stingy with my mercy. I pour it out lavishly, waiting for you to partake in the abundance of my love. Take refuge in my kindness, and know that even when you see no answers, I am orchestrating events behind the scenes to bless you. Look forward with hope, for my supply never runs dry. I invite you to linger in my presence, to lay aside your hurried pace and simply be still, even if the demands of your day are pressing. In stillness, you will sense my closeness, and in that sweet intimacy, your worries begin to shrink. So much of life's chaos can be calmed when you set your gaze upon my infinite power and realize how gently I care for you. Do not be afraid of silence or solitude, because it is often in the quiet that my voice becomes clearest. Embrace these moments with confidence and step away renewed, knowing I am faithfully leading you onward. Consider the way a farmer waits patiently for the harvest, trusting the seed planted in the soil, even though for a time it remains unseen and vulnerable to the elements. In the same way, trust that the seeds of faith you have planted, through prayer, through acts of kindness, through reading my word, will grow into a fruitful harvest in due season. You might not see immediate results, but I promise your labor of love will not be in vain. I myself water those seeds with grace, ensuring that in the right time they will burst forth with beautiful growth. Keep nurturing your faith, for a bountiful outcome awaits. Recognize, too, that every obstacle you face can become an opportunity for growth if you let my wisdom illuminate your path. Hardships are not meant to crush you. Rather, they can refine you, shaping your character and drawing you closer to my heart. Sometimes you may wonder why certain battles persist or why relief seems delayed, but remember that my timing is not your timing, and my ways surpass your understanding. Place your heart's questions in my care, knowing I am compassionate toward your uncertainties. In due time, the answers will unfold, and you will stand stronger in faith and trust. I know there are days when your spirit feels weighed down by regrets, replaying past mistakes as though they define who you are. In those moments, cling to the truth of my forgiveness, which is deeper than any ocean and more enduring than the tallest mountains. When you sincerely repent and turn away from destructive paths, I cast your sins away like clouds dispersed by the morning sun, leaving no trace of condemnation. Do not chain yourself to bygone shame. Instead, accept my mercy and walk forward in freedom. New life emerges in every step you take, so let hope light your way. Sometimes, you might be tempted to question your abilities, comparing yourself to others who appear stronger, wiser, or more capable. Yet, I remind you that comparison is a thief that robs you of the unique blessing I have placed within you. I shaped your talents in my perfect wisdom, equipping you to carry out the calling I designed just for you. Embrace your identity, celebrating the gifts you do have, and trust that when you join them with faith, amazing works unfold for my glory. You do not have to be someone else. You only have to be who I created you to be. Allow my word to be like a soothing ointment for your mind, guiding you away from destructive thinking that undermines your confidence. Read the scriptures not as a mere habit, but as an infusion of life, a wellspring of encouragement that helps you perceive your circumstances through my perspective. When confusion lingers, and you are uncertain which decision to make, rest in my promise. I will direct your steps. Rely on that guidance, letting your heart be led not by fleeting emotions but by my unchanging truth. Trust that I will never steer you astray, and press on with peace in your heart. I see how eagerly you yearn to feel loved and accepted, especially when loneliness creeps into the gaps of your day. My dear one, know that you are cherished by me beyond any limit, and this love is not contingent upon your performance, your achievements, or your status. My love is steadfast and indestructible, meeting you in the depths of isolation and lifting you into comforting fellowship with me. Open your heart to my love as a friend who never leaves, for I am constant when all else falters. Bask in that assurance, and let it propel you into each new day with joy. Do not allow the judgments or harsh words of others to define you, for I alone see your entire story, the blossoming potential that lies within you, and the beauty that can sprout even from painful experiences. Rather than harboring bitterness when others misunderstand you, bring your hurt to me. I am your closest confidant, ready to soothe your wounded spirit and remind you of your true worth. Turn every insult or rejection into an opportunity to draw nearer to me, letting my love mend what was broken by human imperfection. Every new morning is another invitation to stand strong, bolstered by my affirmation. When you are tempted to remain in the bitterness of an old wound, do not forget that forgiveness is the key to unlocking the door to healing. To forgive is not to condone wrongdoing, but to release yourself from the weight that binds you to the past. I, who have forgiven you of countless errors and stumbles, empower you to extend that grace to those who have hurt you. In doing so, you open your heart to a peace that cannot be shattered by old resentments. Let that forgiveness flow, and you will find yourself stepping into a brighter future unburdened by chains of anger. My promises are like a fortress erected around your soul, shielding you when life's battles rage fierce and unrelenting. If you place your trust in them, you will discover an unshakable hope that the winds of adversity cannot topple. I do not promise a life free of troubles, but I promise I will never leave you to face them alone. I am your refuge, the strong tower you can run into, and within my walls you find rest and the courage to stand. Set your heart on that truth and watch as your fears lose their power. I ask you to consider the testimony of saints and believers across the centuries who clung to my hand even when all seemed lost. Their stories echo through time, reminding you that my faithfulness has never faded, and my grace has carried many through fires and floods. Look to the example of those who overcame tremendous obstacles by relying on my strength, and let their victories remind you that your story, too, can become a testament to my unwavering goodness. The challenges you face today may one day serve as inspiration to others who are struggling. Persevere, my child, for I am with you still. Sometimes you desire instantaneous answers to your prayers, wondering why relief doesn't manifest as swiftly as you hope. Yet remember, beloved, that every delay can hold a deeper purpose, teaching you perseverance, shaping your character, and strengthening your faith muscles. In waiting, you learn to trust that I am working beyond what your eyes can see, orchestrating circumstances for your ultimate benefit and my glory. Resist discouragement when time stretches on. Instead, cultivate expectancy, praying with confidence that my timing is perfect. Allow patience to be a companion on your journey, and you will not be disappointed. Do not abandon the discipline of prayer, thinking it too simple or too slow to effect real change. In fact, prayer transcends boundaries of time and place, enabling me to move mightily in your circumstances. Pour out your heart to me, not with rigid formulas, but with honesty and vulnerability. I cherish your authenticity, and I respond to the sincerity of a soul that dares to approach me just as they are. When you pray, you activate the power of heaven, releasing miracles into your life and the lives of those you love. Keep praying with fervency, for I am listening. If ever you find yourself growing cold in your passion or losing the spark you once felt for me, return to the wellspring of my word, where living water revives the parched spaces of your soul. Seek my heart through reflective meditations or moments of worship, for in that intimate connection, your spirit will be renewed. Let any weariness or complacency dissipate as I breathe fresh life into your spirit, lighting a holy fire that can illuminate every dark corridor of life. Embrace me wholeheartedly and watch how I rekindle your zeal, preparing you for greater works. Each day is an invitation to renewal. You may sometimes assume that your sins or flaws disqualify you from receiving my blessings or guidance, but that notion is far from the truth. In reality, I specialize in transforming broken pieces into vessels of beauty and purpose, making your weaknesses opportunities to showcase my strength. Remember Peter, who denied me yet became a pillar of the early church, or Paul, who once persecuted my followers, but later wrote profound letters of encouragement. If I could use them, I can certainly use you. Yield your shortcomings to me and marvel at the incredible turnarounds my grace can accomplish. My beloved, do not be afraid to dream. In your heart, I have placed desires and aspirations that align with my good plans for you, and I delight in watching you grow into the fullness of those dreams. Even if others cast doubt on your abilities or the feasibility of your hopes, cling to the confidence that if I have guided you to dream it, I can guide you to achieve it. Pray earnestly for wisdom to discern which dreams are truly from me, and when you feel that nudge in your spirit, step forward boldly. Greatness can be birthed from the smallest seeds of faith. Let go of the lie that your prayers must always be eloquent or polished. I value sincerity over oratory skill, and I long to hear the genuine stirrings of your soul. Even a simple cry of, "Help me, Lord," can move mountains, because it testifies to your dependence on me. Never doubt that I interpret the groans of your spirit, understanding every nuance beyond the limits of human language. So speak to me without pretense, and I will respond with wisdom, comfort, and power. Keep an open heart, for I may answer in ways you least expect, and trust that my answer is always for your good. When you see others succeeding or receiving blessings that seem to surpass your own, resist the urge to feel envious or question my love for you. Each story is unique, and I have handcrafted your journey in a way that is perfect for you. You may not always perceive the complexity of another person's path, nor the sacrifices they have made, so rejoice in their blessings, knowing I also have abundant gifts for you. Let gratitude guard your heart against bitterness, and watch how contentment paves the way for greater blessings. Your portion is secure in my hands, so celebrate it wholeheartedly. At times you might wrestle with existential questions, pondering your place in the grand tapestry of creation. When such contemplations threaten your peace, remember that I formed you deliberately, with a design that interlocks seamlessly with my kingdom purposes. Your life, your experiences, both joyful and painful, are threads woven into an eternal story of redemption and hope. Fear not that you are insignificant. Rather recognize that I have called you by name, setting you apart to shine in a world that needs the light you carry. Keep your heart anchored in this identity, for your existence holds immeasurable value. During moments of worship, whether in a community of believers or alone in the quiet of your bedroom, know that you join a heavenly chorus that spans the ages. The angels themselves pause in reverence when a sincere heart lifts praise to me, for worship unites you to the core reality of my divine love and holiness. Delight in singing your gratitude, praying your adoration, or simply whispering thanks. Each act of worship is a fragrant offering that I receive joyfully. Keep the melody of praise on your lips and let it echo into every domain of your life. Let praise become your shield against despair. Be mindful that the journey of faith is not a solitary trek. Even as you maintain close communion with me, I encourage you to connect with others who share the same devotion, for community can serve as a mirror of my love and a conduit of support. Share your burdens and rejoice in communal celebrations, allowing love to flow freely between hearts united in my name. Together you become an unstoppable force of compassion, shining a collective light that disperses the darkness. Seek fellowship, and do not be afraid to lean on your brothers and sisters in faith. Their prayers and encouragement will strengthen you for the path ahead. As you grow in your understanding of my character, you will come to realize that all my commands, all my instructions, are rooted in love. I do not impose rules to stifle your joy. Rather, I provide guidance so you might avoid pitfalls and abide in the fullness of life I have prepared. Embrace obedience not as a burden, but as a natural response to experiencing my goodness. Let your trust in my ways be unwavering, and watch how this obedience paves a clear, straight path before you. Your faithfulness will not return void, for I honor those who honor my words. Keep in mind that your trials do not define you, rather, your faith does. The world may be noisy with fear, negativity, and criticism, but in me, you find a safe place where your spirit can flourish. Let the conviction of my promises drown out the discouraging voices, reminding you that you have been called to stand firm, even when the ground beneath you shakes. In your steadfastness, you honor me, and I will not fail to uphold you with my powerful right hand. Gird yourself with faith, for in me, you already possess victory. Sometimes life's biggest revelations come through the simplest acts of surrender, like acknowledging you cannot fix a situation on your own. Surrender your plans to me daily, inviting my wisdom to guide each step, and you will witness how intricately I weave circumstances together for your good. Let each surrender be an act of worship, acknowledging that I am Lord, not only over the cosmos, but over every detail of your life. That trust creates an opening for miracles to occur, for breakthroughs to surprise you in ways beyond your imagination. Yield your heart to me and expect my wonders. Rejoice that you are not bound by the limitations of the past. Even if you once wandered far from my path, or if you have a history dotted with regrets, my grace has the power to restore the years the locusts have eaten. I can redeem lost opportunities and breathe life into dreams you believed were dead. Keep your eyes on me, rather than on the shadows of yesterday, and you will see how I can birth something entirely new and beautiful from what you thought was irreparable. Stand on that hope and venture forward, trusting that your latter days will outshine your former ones. When you feel pressed by anxiety, pause to remember that your heart is cradled in my everlasting arms. In Psalm 46:10, I implore you, be still and know that I am God, for in quietness and confidence you find your strength. Take time to breathe deeply, to realign your thoughts with my truths, and to cast every care upon my shoulders. I do not merely listen from afar, I dwell within you, offering peace that transcends all human logic. Let that peace guard your mind, stand watch over your emotions, and usher you into a place of unwavering trust. Every day, you have a fresh chance to reflect my character through kindness, gentleness, and humility. Don't underestimate the power of a loving word or a simple smile offered in genuine compassion. These acts ripple out into the world, testifying to my presence within you. When you treat others with dignity and respect, you become a living message of grace, proving that my love is active and transformative. Seek to sow seeds of peace in every conversation, even in tense settings, and I will water those seeds, bringing about reconciliation and harmony. Walk with humility, for I exalt those who humble themselves before me. Let your heart remain teachable. Even the wisest among humans can learn new depths of compassion, mercy, and insight when they remain open to my instruction. Pride can obscure your view of my will, but humility broadens your horizon, allowing you to see my hand at work in unexpected places. If you find correction in my word or through the words of another, do not bristle defensively. Instead, allow me to shape you into a vessel more capable of carrying my love. Each day holds a lesson that can draw you closer to the character of Christ. Embrace that growth with joy. Though you may not fully grasp it, you are part of a grand lineage of believers spanning generations, a spiritual family who faced their own hardships, clung to my truth, and persevered by faith. Their prayers, their sacrifices, and their devotion have laid stepping stones for you to walk upon. Feel the solidarity of that heritage, and know that one day your own perseverance will become part of the testimony that helps future generations. Keep pressing onward, because your faith has far-reaching consequences, touching lives beyond your immediate sphere. Continue shining your light, and future souls will find courage in your story. I implore you to embrace moments of joy without feeling guilty or undeserving, for I created you to experience delight, laughter, and celebration. Joy is one of the fruits of my spirit and serves as a fortress against despair. Learn to laugh at small blessings, to marvel at nature's wonders, to relish the companionship of loved ones. Accept the gifts of beauty I present each day, like a sunrise painted with glorious colors or the gentle melody of birds. These are my reminders that despite life's battles, goodness abounds. Let your spirit dance in gratitude, and do not be ashamed to be joyful. I am aware of the unspoken dreams you harbor, the heartfelt prayers you hesitate to speak, and the aspirations you keep tucked away for fear of disappointment. My dear child, bring them all before me, trusting that I cherish every detail of your heart's desires. Even if certain yearnings seem trivial or impossible, I care for them because you do. I welcome your vulnerability, promising never to ridicule or dismiss your honest petitions. Seek my will in these matters, and trust that if something aligns with my divine purpose for you, I will lovingly pave the way for its fruition. Guard your heart from resentment, for it is like a slow poison that drips into your soul, corroding the joy I have placed within you. If you find bitterness taking root, come to me and lay it down, asking for the grace to see the situation through my eyes. Pray blessings over those who hurt you, and watch how your own spirit lifts from the heaviness of anger. In that posture, you align with the magnanimous grace I demonstrate to all of creation. As you release resentment, you liberate your soul, making room for my peace to bloom. When trials make you question whether you can go on, remember that it is my power at work within you, giving you the strength to persist. I have not left you to struggle in your own might. I infuse you with divine endurance that defies logic when burdens grow too intense. As you rely on me, you will notice a resilience you didn't know you possessed, enabling you to press on when giving up might seem easier. Each step taken in faith, no matter how small, stands as a victory against the odds. So continue forward, my beloved, for I am upholding you. I encourage you to be mindful of the words you speak, for they hold the power to bless or to wound, to strengthen or to undermine. Let your speech reflect my heart, offering solace to those in grief, counsel to those in confusion, and joy to those who mourn. Pay attention to how you talk about yourself as well. You are made in my image, and speaking words of defeat over your life contradicts my promises. Let your tongue become an instrument of life, sowing encouragement wherever you go. In doing so, you mirror my voice, which always builds up rather than tears down. When you feel as though the weight of the world rests on your shoulders, consider my invitation in Matthew 11:28. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Release the illusion that you must handle everything alone. Instead, place your burdens at my feet, recognizing that my capabilities are limitless, while your own strength can wane. Allow yourself the grace to rest, to breathe, and to find calm in my presence, for it is there that true renewal takes place. Let my peace wash over you, healing the weariness deep within. If you look around and see only chaos, resist the temptation to retreat into cynicism or despair. In the midst of turmoil, I remain the steady constant, the unshakable rock upon which you can stand. Place your hope not in earthly structures or fleeting securities, but in me, whose kingdom transcends every earthly boundary. I am orchestrating redemption even when human eyes see only disarray. Keep your gaze on eternal perspectives, and you will discover a serenity that chaos cannot breach. Believe in my goodness and carry that belief like a lantern in dark places. Remember how a potter molds clay on the wheel, shaping it patiently until it becomes a vessel of beauty and utility. In the same way, I shape your life, pressing gently here, refining there, until the form I envision emerges. Sometimes the spinning feels dizzying and the pressure seems too great, but trust that my hands are skilled and my intention is always for your good. Your cracks and imperfections are no barrier to my craftsmanship. Indeed, they allow my grace to shine through. Surrender to my shaping process, and you will find yourself transformed into something far more glorious than you imagined. Take time to reflect on the countless times I have delivered you before, even in the small, everyday rescues that you might overlook. That near accident you avoided, that unexpected financial provision, that comforting friend who appeared at just the right moment. These are echoes of my faithfulness. Keeping a record of these blessings and mercies fortifies your faith for future battles, reminding you that if I came through then, I will come through again. Let gratitude be the chorus you sing as you recall my consistent goodness. In that remembrance, you will find courage to face any new challenge. In your pursuits of success or recognition, do not lose sight of the eternal perspective. Achievements and accolades can bring fleeting gratification, but only the treasures stored in heaven carry lasting significance. Seek first my kingdom, and let your ambitions align with the moral compass of my word. When you prioritize righteousness, compassion, and humility, you become an instrument through which I can channel blessings to a hurting world. Your gifts and talents become seeds of transformation rather than mere marks of personal elevation. Use them wisely and find the richest fulfillment in serving a cause greater than yourself. In the companionship of those dearest to you, be they family, friends, or a community of believers, I encourage you to cultivate relationships steeped in love, honesty, and prayerful support. Strife and misunderstandings may emerge, but keep forgiveness as your banner and reconciliation as your goal. Build each other up in faith, sharing testimonies of my goodness and uplifting one another through life's ups and downs. In such circles of nurturing fellowship, you will glimpse the unity I intended for all my children. Persevere in love and discover the profound strength that grows from hearts bound together by my spirit. Let your soul find nourishment in nature, which speaks silently of my brilliance and meticulous care. Observe how the lilies grow without toiling, how the birds sing without worrying for tomorrow, and consider how I attend to their every need. If I care for the sparrows, how much more shall I care for you, my precious creation? Step outdoors when stress weighs heavily, and breathe in the assurance that my hand sustains all life around you. Let creation's quiet testimony remind you of my steadfast presence, and walk back into your day with peace nestled in your heart. Sometimes you might sense an inexplicable stirring in your heart, prompting you to reach out to someone in need or to pray for a situation you barely understand. That prompting is often my spirit, guiding you into acts of compassion and intercession that make a real difference. Pay attention to that gentle nudge, for your obedience can be the channel through which I perform miracles. Step out in faith, even if you feel inadequate, because I will supply the power. Such moments of divine leading can illuminate your path, reaffirming that I am alive and active through you. Even if your heart has been broken by betrayal or the loss of someone you dearly cherished, know that my healing hand is extended toward you. I am the mender of shattered hearts, the one who gathers every fragment and pieces them back together with love. Do not be afraid to bring your raw emotions, your anger, your confusion to me. In my presence, tears are never wasted. I collect them, understanding the depth of your pain, and I exchange your mourning for joy when the time is right. Keep believing in my power to restore, and one day you will see beauty rise from the ashes. Understand that faith is not the absence of questions. Rather, it is the commitment to trust me amid those questions. Even my prophets and disciples wrestled with doubts and uncertainties, yet they chose to hold firmly to my word. Likewise, I ask you to bring your questions before me with honesty, not fearing that they will push me away. I welcome your pursuit of truth, and I delight in meeting you there with revelation that deepens your intimacy with me. Embrace the tension of not knowing everything, resting in the assurance that I, who know all, hold your life securely. As you draw closer to me, let my spirit refine your character, rooting out bitterness, pride, and deceit. Though this refinement process can be uncomfortable, it produces the precious fruit of the Spirit: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. These virtues empower you to flourish, drawing others to my light. Do not resist my correction, for it is administered in love, intent on guiding you into a more abundant life. Cooperate with my Spirit and discover the freedom that comes from laying aside every weight that hinders your growth. In your moments of triumph, when you accomplish a goal, reach a milestone, or receive a long-awaited blessing, do not forget to return your thanks to me. A thankful heart keeps pride at bay, and it reminds you that you are part of a grander story where I am the source of all good things. Let gratitude anchor you, preventing your heart from drifting into complacency or self-reliance. Offer your praise freely and find it multiplied back to you in renewed joy. By recalling the many ways I have been faithful, you build a foundation of trust that prepares you for the next challenge. If you ever wonder why I allow adversity to be woven into your journey, know that every trial I permit can serve to bring you closer to my heart. Even the desert seasons, though arid and harsh, can cultivate in you a thirst for my presence that leads to profound spiritual encounters. The dryness forces you to drink deeply of my living water, forging unshakable trust. So do not despise the deserts. See them as opportunities for deeper communion with me. When you emerge, you will find your faith refined, like gold tested in fire, shining more brightly than before. Focus not on perfection in your walk, but on progress, continually drawing nearer to me, learning, growing, and becoming more attuned to my voice. I see your efforts, your stumbling steps of obedience, and I celebrate each forward motion, no matter how small. Do not let condemnation weigh you down when you falter, for my grace is sufficient. Instead, let each lesson guide you toward deeper humility and a greater appreciation of my merciful nature. You are on a journey, and I am walking with you every step of the way, leading you from grace to grace, glory to glory. Before you drift to sleep each night, center your thoughts on my goodness, recounting even the smallest blessings, like a cheerful greeting from a neighbor or a flavorful meal that satisfied your hunger. Such reflection tunes your heart to my song of love, and as you rest, your spirit remains at peace. In the darkness, I stand guard over you, never slumbering nor turning my gaze away. Let that knowledge be the lullaby that eases your worries, and may you wake the next day with renewed strength. Always expect my mercies to greet you with the morning light. In the bustle and rush of life, I urge you to practice mindfulness of my presence. Whether you are at work, commuting, or managing family responsibilities, keep an inner dialogue open with me. A quick, silent prayer, a swift nod of thanks, or a moment of awe at a lovely sight keeps your spirit engaged with mine. Such continual fellowship transforms ordinary tasks into sacred acts of worship. Train yourself to notice my subtle guidance and my little gifts woven into your routine, and you will find your life enriched with constant reminders of how close I am. Do not diminish your testimony by hiding the stories of my faithfulness. Sharing how I have rescued you, comforted you, and directed your life can spark hope in the hearts of those who are searching for me. Even if your words quiver with nervousness, I can use them to break chains of doubt in another person's soul. Boldly proclaim my goodness, and let your personal narrative be the evidence that I am still very much alive and active in this world. You never know whose life you might transform simply by being willing to speak up. In the final analysis, realize that my love for you remains the same yesterday, today, and forever, regardless of your successes or failures. I cling to you in storms, celebrate you in triumphs, weep with you in sorrow, and guide you through confusion. There is no season or situation that can separate you from my everlasting affection. Let that truth be your bedrock, the firm foundation upon which you stand, so that no worldly force can knock you down into despair. My child, stay rooted in that love, and watch it nourish every part of your life with hope. Now, as I bring all these affirmations to a gentle close in your heart, remember that my promises transcend fleeting emotions or circumstantial evidence. They stand firm because I am the unchanging one, the Alpha and the Omega, who has seen the end from the beginning. Walk boldly into your tomorrow with the knowledge that I, your God and Creator, have already charted the path. Fear not the unknown, for nothing is unknown to me, and I equip you with courage to meet each challenge. Rest in my steadfast love and remain expectant for miracles, because I am forever faithful. So, my beloved, I wrap you in my arms of unceasing grace, blessing your journey from this moment onward. Know that no obstacle, however great, can thwart my will when your heart aligns with mine. Trust that my banner over you is love, and my desire is to guide you into green pastures beside still waters, refreshing your soul with each step of faith. As you hold tightly to me, I will infuse you with divine resilience, so that even when you fall, you rise stronger than before. Receive this assurance. You are cherished, you are protected, and you have every reason to hope. I bless you in your endeavors, in your relationships, in your dreams, and in your quiet reflections. May your days be marked by my peace that surpasses all comprehension, and may your nights be wrapped in the comfort of my presence. Never forget you are never alone, for I am here, whispering my love into every corner of your life, lighting your path with the lamp of my truth. Look ahead with eagerness, knowing that the best is truly yet to come. Indeed, my child, rejoice and trust, for I hold you in the palm of my eternal hand.